We are about to present an innovative education project financialized by the Universitat Politécnica de Madrid as a pilot project of interactive atlas of urban ability investigation project involving the university community. Our goal is to investigate innovative methods of the process of design architectural project related to the new configuration of living and sharing life in space and time. In our field of action, we are considering the use of enhanced reality by the support of the technology that sustains and generates a virtual space, making it an habitable place and therefore a place that can be imagined, narrated, remembered, and rewritten, thus opening the student perception of living spaces. We propose changing from aesthetic method of the vision of objective and abstract place by incorporating the variables of action and narration of life, lived and spread spaces, thereby generating new meaning. We are witnessing a radical change of our lives, the invention of new ways of life, an incredible process of renewing our awareness, changes caused by the new information and communication technologies. The new scientific revolution should lead to a completely different panorama of any previous organization or social landscape, to even deeper mutations, mutation of the living system, on the ways of thinking, on psychology, on science, mutation of the project activity, mutation of the results and the sequence of this project. We experience the conception of decentralized architecture, sensorial, alert, and with the ability of react and response to all types of stimulus almost as a living conscious, metabolic organism. The sensitive view of the art is spread over a city and reveals positive values in the degraded areas, abandoned, disused, or residual spaces. The terrain vogue, according to Sola Morales, taking them as an active spaces. Due to the radical transformation of perception, methodological changes are produced in all disciplines, which study and interpret an urban space such as sociology and anthropology, as well as the procedures within the disciplines involved in the transformation of urban space, architecture, urbanism, and urban art. In Spain, more than 50 groups have been established and spread their activity under names like Receta Urbana, Straddle, Caldo de Cultivo, Esto no es un solar, among others. They have made a spring from the legal vacuum to the temporary assignment of the empty sites, an optimistic architecture that changes the rules of the game. Esta es una plaza, es un plot temporarily given by the City of Madrid to a collective joint around the project to create a public space in Lavapiés. It is an alternative place of entertainment, socialization, exchange, and development of the social fabric. To describe and share the experience of the environment is already a common practice of the connected individual, who is discovering in decentralized technology a great tool for participation and struggle for a better world. This connected location is a key to understanding the upcoming society, not only because it resolves the underlying conflicts between the global and the local, between information and the body, but also because it lays on the foundation of the new urban relationship between city and citizen. Citizen contemplates, amazed, how much are multiplied his interest areas, the news of the ways of others, them, and the potential of producing and distributing information about them. The building of Old Tobacco Factory of Madrid has been given to the neighborhood of Lavapiés and destined to the culture of the people. Various groups and artists do not possess the space, simply have a large game board with very basic rules that is become bearing good fruit. Our research focuses on strategies in order to involve citizens in the project's processes and in order to incorporate the subjective and shared experiences in the description of the site as project data, with other objective information, geospatial data, program, etc. In order of the space and the time, in other words, the configuration of the living space. We are considering as a performance space, the augmented reality by technological devices that support and create virtual space. We are appropriating the concept Atlas extracted from the unusual method of Abi Barbung, Atlas Mnemosyne, as a teaching method of creativity and innovation. This method can be compared with a heuristic and creative method similar to an incessant work of rebuilding the world to find out ways of the non-unusual classification, new kinds of knowledge and alternative models. They open our eyes to unnoticed aspects of the world, to our unconscious vision, as Didi Barbung said. It is necessary to complement the objectivity of the geographical data provided from the governments with another kind of information, more subjective, more dynamic, closer to the day life, and based on the heterogeneous variables. We are developing strategies of interaction with citizens and strategies of incorporation data and variables for the reconfiguration of places. The incorporation of technology such as strategic resources makes it possible to create and receive information in an interactive platform based on participation. The project are developing the classes is a very characteristic area of Madrid, chosen by the participants of the workshop as test areas. We have called them urban observatories. The breakdown of the development process of this project includes these general lines: multimedia records, action that causes reaction, participation, implementation of direct information with informators collected throughout personal use of the space. The use of literature, music, movies, characters, names of the street, all kinds of reference can be constituted as tour guides and enable new mental maps. The sound, smell, textures, and etc., everything that affects the world of the senses is a creative and expressive material into the psychogeographical maps that we are developing according to the movements, time, and living experiences in the urban space. The act of walking incorporates the time and the tours obtain a narrative value. The world of object, the street furniture, etc., can be used according to the expectation and speculation of the designers, according to their peculiar ideas of recycling against themselves in a critique of the everyday life. Walking is also an act of enunciating new ways of perceiving and using the reality, creating new narratives, creating new and strange and unusual meaning. Each journey is a vital journey. Project that focuses on a very little frequent space of the historical Madrid de los Asturias out of touristic itineraries. Footsteps paint on the ground causing estrangement and curiosity attract people to play several games. These are projects that aim to give visibility to the affected and mnemonic states of pedestrians and inhabitants through dynamic representations of tours, events, life experiences that are projected on the space. There are virtual images superimposed on the vivid images.
I studied evil, I can't deny. Was a hoodoo charm called He Loves Me or Die. Some fingernail, a piece of her dress, a pocket theory, devil yes. I will relate the piteous consequence.
All these projects close the psychogeography, propose new ways of living, frequenting the space, leading the pedestrian in new derives. In this project that explore spaces without determination, places created by the act of moving from one specific place to another, for example, from the subway to the work. In this project, the group wanted to make a change in this route, from the subway to the work. They have realized, in fact, that the place does not exist as a physical place. That the place is really all these people passing every day to the work, those office workers who don't stop at nothing, all those with an autism, that their trajectories determine their places. The journey and the narrative are related, generates a structure of the experience of the city. The tale is built, destroyed, and reconstructed from images, mental images, nodal in the construction of conventional physiognomy of the city and its reconstruction. Latina RS2, project in development in the Latina district of Madrid, collects oral histories of local people. This data is available throughout a blog and is associated with a social network. This internet platform aims at the construction of collective memory and living space where users can upload stories and images and put them in common. Obviously, they are not defined and conclusive this project. We are looking for a continuous triggering of projects, exploring the full potential of the media and the tools. It is based on anthropological foundation of living in the urban areas today. Our last purpose is to encourage architecture students' ability to adapt critical attitudes to be linked to daily life, reality, improving the sensible perception against the abstract and technocratic process. We want to develop the creativity, the imagination, the civic consciousness, the new ideas about urban living. We finally want to promote active methods based on collaborative learning.